lived on the Harpeth, or kind of in between where the Harpeth does a kind of a hairpin in a neighborhood there that was pretty much all the houses got flooded, about 4.5 foot of water or so in the house. I happened to be out of town performing in Atlanta, so the whole luck part of it for me was that I had my live rig with me. So I had one guitar, a couple keyboards, and some of my flutes. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, and my wife and 6-year-old had to evacuate out of the house on the Sunday morning. My wife was able to take one of my guitars and toss it on the bed, a guitar I got when I was 10 years old. But most of my electronic music equipment, my racks, my vintage like Moog synthesizers and stuff like that, were pretty much underwater. All my other guitars that I didn't have with me, which was several electric guitars, quite a few unusual instruments like bouzouki, mandolins, mandocellos, things like that, acoustic side, most of those disassembled themselves. The good thing was the music community actually, as far as helping us out. Music Cares, the Musicians Union, individual artists and musicians around the country that sent money and even replacement microphones, mic cords, and stuff like that. I make part of my money online by doing broadcasting from my home studio, so I immediately was unable to do that for about 2 months. It took about 2 months to get back to where I was able to broadcast my concerts with basically my live rig that I had with me. To replace a lot of the instruments, I've not really been able to replace a lot of those instruments. A couple of them I've been able to send back to the builder, and they said they would try to maybe salvage them. My vintage synthesizer stuff, it's probably, maybe over the years I might be able to get back, but a lot of that's gone. So a couple things I saved, see if I can go back in, but the knobs are all seized up. It was pretty nasty water, so. I am back playing, and there was a couple. Just real quickly, there was the amazing story is about a 1937 guitar that 2 months prior to the flood, our house was broken into. That particular guitar was stolen, and I was able to track down the person through Craigslist, and the person that bought it at Rock Block here in Nashville, he purchased the 2 guitars the guy stole. So I actually got that guitar back, which is pretty rare from what I understand. Well, then that guitar was sitting down, leaned up against the desk when I was in Atlanta performing, and I realized that we were flooded. I immediately thought of that guitar again. It's a 1937 K instrumental. And first time when I pushed the door open to get into the house, I went around to my studio to see what shape that guitar was in. It was laying on the floor, and I picked it up, and it was totally dry. There was not one bit of water on it. The thing was still in tune. And to this day, I have no idea how that particular instrument from 1937 made it through, but it did, and it's still playable, and I've still got it. So that guitar did not want to leave me, I guess. But it's been a very interesting mental process to go through. But actually, the lighter load on much of the stuff is almost a relief. In today's world, where I think being lighter and flexible is probably better off anyway. So I lucked out on some of my instruments, and some of the other instruments I didn't. But compared to what some people have gone through and what people go through every day in the world, and since nobody was hurt, I figure that's a blessing. So.